Now.
Super simple. Comes out.
Is that on video?
All right, so yesterday we kicked some butt, I think. I feel we did. Do you feel we did?
Yeah.
I think so. You did good. Safety stuff doesn't change. Control the muzzle and your finger on or off the trigger when need be, not for no particular reason. Z said it, Paul said it, Pastor talked about it last night. Where'd he go? What was that scripture you said?
Scripture says, despise not the day of small things.
What separates, like, maybe tomorrow, Dave Savigny, you guys know who Dave Savigny is? Anybody? He's probably, like, in the totality of the shooting sports, like, top 5 guys ever. I think he's got, like, 275 titles. World titles, action sports shooter. What makes him different than one of us?
Genetics.
Nah. Nah. He executes the same things we're doing, drawing a gun. And he's not even that fast. His draw, there's guys here that'll draw faster than this world champion.
Details.
Yeah, it's the details, man, and it's the way those fine things, he does each of those precise each and every time. And they're nothing crazy. It's just drawing the gun, getting the sights or dot, pressing the trigger while the sights or dot are aligned on the target. Paul talked about it yesterday. You said how we do anything is how we do everything. Now, I think that you can sometimes take that out of context. Like, you don't need to, like, kick ass taking a dump, right? Like, this excellence. Every little bit that we're doing, do it right. You don't have to think about what's happening in an hour or 10 minutes, just what's happening right at this moment. Take a good look at your gun. Is your dot going to fall off? Are any of your sights loose? Grip screw loose? Is there a bunch of pubic hair all jammed up in something? As such, let's work today in some compartmentalized fragments of time. Let's get the draw perfect. Don't think about, am I going to hit or miss? Get the draw perfect. Just think about, I'm going to do these little chunks. We're going to do them right. So we'll start out shooting a group again. Best group wins a Radiant sweatshirt. I got one in the back of the truck. Evens, raise your hand. Put your hands down. Odds, raise your hand. We got it? Sure. And then we're going to do some dummy round drills. Grab your magazine with your non-dominant hand. Look at how it's indexed in your hand. There should be a real purpose as to where that came off of your body. My buddy Bob Housingay, 6-time national champ, one of the, like, pioneers of the stuff we're doing, police chief. He said, start and end all training with accuracy. The whole point of these guns is to hit stuff, not to make noise. So get on the 10-yard line. Let's go at 10 today. Insert that mag. Seat, lock, tug. Give that magazine a tug. Tug the bottom of the mag. Tug it. Cycle. Forcefully cycle the action. Let that spring slam. And guess what? Wherever you were, mix it up. Go at least 4 or 5 spots difference. Very simple game. Shoot the bullet hole. Odd will place a round into the center of his white target. Even will then press out and put a round into his bullet hole. Okay?
What if he misses?
Wherever that second round goes, that second round becomes the target. I feel like I'm a pretty effective communicator, but for some reason this morning, people aren't listening. Who wants to get kicked in their penis? Raise your hand. Who wants to get kicked in their penis? The team with the tightest group wins the sweatshirts. Nice. On you, let's go.
Team event. One shot at a time, right?
Everybody holstered and safe? Is it fit 15? Is that the winner? Which one? Where Jason's at there? Is it guys on 15?
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone better than that? Nope. They've got like a, what, maybe a 5-inch group? Well, shit, 11 looks pretty good too. There you go, we got that one Lucy there. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Here's what we're gonna do. So Z was just showing Joel here some more refined trigger work. We're gonna put up a new, can you guys hear me? Maurice? Jeff? What'd I say? I know.
That's pretty close.
I know. We're playing with guns, guys. I need us all on the same page. We're going to put up a new piece of paper. You now have a dummy mag. So this drill, very simple. This is basic shit. Basic shit. But we're going to work through like 10 things. We're going to work on a good draw stroke.
Close. 4 hoodies. I think we need to have. I think we need to have a
guys, I'm
dance
going
off.
to flip out if I keep hearing voices, because what happens is then you don't hear, and then we're wasting time. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So you're going to take that dummy mag. You'll get about 10 things out of this. Everything you're doing, you can get a rep. So yesterday, some of you experienced malfunctions of various sorts. Most of those are induced by you holding the gun too weakly. How's the gun work? It's got to reciprocate. These little rounds don't have a lot of energy. If you have a loose grip, where's the energy go? It goes into this instead of reciprocating that slide. Maintain a good, positive, firm grip, and it'll allow that gun to reciprocate more efficiently, period. So this drill with that magazine with dummies is going to allow you to work a bunch of stuff. You're going to work a good loading process. You're going to work a good process of drawing, of getting a master grip. We're going to get a process of refining a sight picture. Jack, make sure you take that glue and go like edge to edge, otherwise it gets windy and it blows off. You're going to work reholstering. Now what happens if you get to one of those dummies? You're going to notice a couple things. Somebody like Paul or Z shooting, if you guys see them get on a dummy round, you might see the gun dip and you're going to go, oh, Z flinched. No, he didn't. You're seeing him a freaking 100th of a second after that gun would have went off. He's trained his brain to drive the gun back to the target. Now if your shots are all over the target, usually, and we see you get to one of those dummy rounds and that gun dips or drops wildly, that's probably what's happening. Something mechanical in nature. Look at your hands right now. And I'm not yelling at you guys because I'm mad at you. You paid a lot of money to be here. I want you to leave with what we want you to. Take your hand flat, look down at it, and just stroke your index fingers. Just your index fingers. Look at your hands, not mine. Stop moving anything but your index fingers. It's hard, isn't it? What happens to a baby if you take your finger and put it in a baby's palm? Right? Interdigit grasp. That's pretty great when you need to hang from a bar or a tree, but you're trying to mash down on that gun and just move these fingers. Look at my muzzle. You guys can see? Look at my muzzle if I just squeeze my fingers. See that? Everybody understands what's happening? If I am applying pressure with my trigger finger and the fingers that are on the gun are tightening, the muzzle's going to move. Right? The easiest way to rectify that right now is more pressure with your non-dominant hand. Why is that a problem though? If that's your only fix. Because what happens when your non-dominant hand comes off the gun? Do you understand? So it's incumbent upon you to press straight back. So this very simple drill, which you can do. One of my best friends, Les Keys Martoni, who's a top 50 shooter in the world, he goes to the range. What do you think he does? Stuff like we're about to do. So a very simple drill we're going to do. You guys will go in 2 lines. Even will start, then odd will shoot. Odd's going to watch even. You're not giving them direction. You're just watching. I'll demo it. I think I got a dummy mag loaded up here. I want to circle around. I'll come right here and I'm just gonna, what do I do with my dummy mag? I'm gonna kneel so you can see me. Everything about this I can be learning. I'm maintaining positive control of the weapon. I just did a tack mag. I've got a good master grip. Eyes and ears?
Eyes and ears.
I've got a good grip. We're not trying to go fast. All I'm trying to do is work these and refine these processes. We're starting today like this so that we can move forward. Watch the gun, not the target. So I'm on the sights. What am I working right now? Sight picture. What's important now is a good trigger press. So I'm applying pressure, 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 pressure. Gun goes off. I pinned the trigger to the rear. G and I talked about this yesterday because right now what I'm trying to get out of this is accuracy. But now if I want to start shooting quicker, I'm going to run that trigger quicker. So right now we're shooting one shot at a time. So I'm back on the sights, right? I'm checking my grip mentally as I'm doing this. Is my grip tight? Does anything feel right or off? If I'm trembling, I might stop for a minute. Back on it again. Because what I'm trying to get out of it is accuracy. Slacks out of the trigger. Are you staring at the paper or me?
You. Gun.
Gun goes off, reset. Gun goes off, reset. Gun goes off, reset. Oh no! What do I do? Mindful. Don't try to go fast. What a bunch of you are going to do is just rack the slide. What's one of the #1 reasons that this gun doesn't feed ammo? The mag got loose. If you're fighting with Z or Paul, do you think that there's a chance that that mag release could get pushed? Yeah? So you are going to want to forcefully seat that magazine, cycle, get back on the sights. Now I'm right back where I was. Pressure, reset, tap, rack. Do you see that dip in the sight? Do you or no?
Yes.
All right, so now I'm going to get rid of that. Pressure, 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 pressure. Reset. Pressure, 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 pressure. Reset. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Still a little bit of dip in there. I'm shaky this morning, had some coffee, but I'm okay with it. The target looks all right. It could look better at 6 or 8 feet, but that's what we're looking at. Very fine movements. But something as simple as how we manipulate that, when you guys start to have these feeding issues on the line, we shouldn't have to come tell you. Tap and rack. Now, if you know the gun's empty, dump the empty mag. Don't be tapping and racking a gun if it's empty. If you have that double feed, what do you got to do?
Drop the mag.
But don't drop it because it might be the only one you have on you. Remove it, cycle the slide, feed it back in, and get back on it. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Reset, pressure, pressure, pressure. That looked better. My hands hurt this morning. Pressure, pressure, pressure. If I walked up to any of you and it was Paul's birthday. Wait, when do you have a birthday coming up? It is you.
No, November is my birthday.
One of you has a birthday coming. Z's birthday's next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
December
Z's is the
13th.
15th, right? Or
13th.
13th. Who's his?
I'll give you my address later and send gifts.
So it's Z and Shane's birthday. And I walked up to you and I said, hey man, it's birthday cake time, and I handed you all a plate of cake and we're standing out here eating it. Where would you hold that cake to eat it? Hey, probably you'd sit here like this. If I said, here's some hot chili, it's cold, or I gave you a big mug of coffee, you'd sit right here. None of you would hold it down by your dick to eat it, right? None of you would hold it out here and be like, cake. We'd look at you like, that's weird. You just naturally, this is a normal spot. So I might say to you, just like, why are you eating cake like that? I think some of us do this when we're on a line because we're not sure of our action and we don't want people to judge us. I think I watch some of you and you're like, we're unsure of what we're doing, and so we kind of want to hide it away. Do you agree with that? Paul, do you? I mean, I feel like sometimes dudes are just like, I just don't want you to like be judgy because I look stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. Have it right here. It's an instrument. If I was working this and Dave decided that he wanted to get into my space, I could be like, hey man, what are you doing? Or I could just take it and whack him in the face with it, right? These are weapons. Train with it like one. You're going to come up on the line. The odds are watching. All I want you guys to do is start paying attention to each other's movements. You will learn just as much watching the other shooters. Let's spend the rest of this day being excellent students for ourselves, but for the other guy. Let's train our ass off today. We'll have fun later. A lot of my buddies, like non-shooting buddies, are always like, hey man, let me go to the range with you. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I don't call them to go to the range with me because they want to go to the range and I go to the range at like 5 in the morning and I take My range bag, I put music in my headset, I've got a notepad, and I go work for an hour. Not here to I know we're here to have fun, but let's kick some ass.
Don't waste bullets.
Yeah, every time that gun goes off, every time you touch it, every time you manipulate it, every time you put it away, you're instilling and inputting some data. Be mindful of that.
Is it going to be bad or good?
Yeah. You guys should be shooting a nice tight group, a rockin' kick-ass group. Every bit of this is important. Present the gun to the berm. Get a good sight picture. Isolate that trigger. Your grip should be rock solid. After this, Paul's going to do an explanation on grip to you, on grip pressure. Pressure, 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 pressure. Gun should go off. Let's see it. Listen up. If you didn't like your shot, I don't want to see you guys shaking your head. I saw a couple of you like, damn it, damn it. What is that doing? Get back on the sights. Get back on the sights. Good job. Hey guys, listen up for a second. Listen up, listen up. Which way do you want to turn that gun to get that bad round out of there? Don't make it hard. Don't make the gun fight gravity or that shell fight gravity. Roll the ejection port at least vertical. If you turn it the opposite way so the round has to pop up and out, you're going to make it harder. Do you understand what I'm saying? You may have to roll the gun this way in cycles so that it can go straight down to the earth. You want it out of there. Keep going. When you get to the end of that, reload and recover to the holster.
Either way, just whatever you're coming. You're good. Good.
Break my hand away from the gun. I'm checking, right? Make sure I did good work. Do good work. Bad guys down. Good. Then tap rack and hold. Right. Find that process. Yes.
Let's go, Tony. Your index finger, your recycling that action.
Add a little bit. Now. All right, back on that hole. Back to the creep.
Wait, if you're done,
add a little bit.
top that gun off.
Now.
If you're done, top
A little bit to the left. That's these fingers involved. They're pulling it.
Everybody ready? All right, let's do it. Bring it in. So here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about building a fighting platform for running a pistol, rifle, or anything else. All right, and so in the early 2000s, so I firmly believe in giving credit where credit's due. Early 2000s, I went to a class with a guy named Ron Avery, and when I went through the class, you went through the class at the site. I probably mentioned it out there as well. Phenomenal shooter, excellent coach, which is a rare combination, is to be a high-level competitor and coach. And he has a series of exercises called SAFE, which is sight alignment by feel, right? Sight alignment by feel exercises, which are dry fire routine. When we went through those exercises, it gave me, for the first time, a methodical or systematic approach to dry fire. And that was very beneficial coming from an athletic background. All my coaches had always given me homework, so to speak, right? Like P-step, you know, like heel, toe, knee, you know? So I would go home with like this, kind of this way to remember things. Playing football, whatever I did, basketball, I always had homework, correct? Shooting world, I come into the shooting world and it was just like, hey, you know, keep the bumpy things on the slide lined up, press the trigger straight back, and you'll make hits, and just do it a lot, you know? And I was like, man, that kind of doesn't work in sports science, but okay. All right, so here's what Ron did, and I adapted it, and then I don't want to say improved upon it, but I made it dummy proof.
Way better.
No, I made it dummy proof is what I would say. I made it so the guys like me could understand it better, you know? So basically what Ron did was sight aligned by feel is you start with the pistol out here, sights aligned, and then he said a cool thing. He said, you lock your ligaments and tendons so that nothing can move. All right, and I go, how do I do that? I don't know how to do that. Like, I'm squeezing the gun really hard, but it's not transferring. It's not translating. And then you would start the gun out here, and you collapse the elbows back, and he had this whole process where you go back, and eventually you go back to where the hands come apart, and you go back to the holster, and it's a 5-step exercise. If you guys want to learn more about it, I'll gladly share it with you later on, right? But I want to take your range time. I want to get right into the exercise. Difficulties arrived for me when I started teaching at places like the site and stuff like that. I'd have guys show up that had been blown up or just life had happened. You know, little old ladies and stuff, and they're like, I can't squeeze a gun that hard. You know, and I'm like, damn, you know. Instructor challenge number 1, right? So how do I figure this out? And as a coach, you know, it's like, how do I coach? Because in my world, I say jiu-jitsu's for everybody. You know, I want to teach everybody how to be able to defend themselves and fight. And it's even more important because if they're going to a pistol, it's the worst day of their life. How do I teach somebody with injuries? Had guys come through, you know, with all kinds of illnesses and stuff. Like, how do I get them so they can hang on to the gun minus the ability to squeeze the crap out of it? You know, so humble brag, right? So a couple years ago, I was joking around, and I took a Glock 21 and I squeezed it real hard. My buddy said, hey, man, when you were demoing reloads, the Glock frame was warping, you know, because you're squeezing it, you know, and the Glock frames warp it all up and stuff. So he took a picture of it, we put it on the internet, and all the Glock fanboys lost their mind and said, I'm an idiot and I can't shoot and all this other stuff. And then somebody else said, well, that's how come he can do that recoil stuff, because he just crushes the gun. And I'm like, that's not true. That's not what I'm doing. All right, so here's what I want you to do. So Nico, come here, man. So we're going to stand here, and I want to show you, everybody possesses the strength right here, right now, to control any weapon that you could pick up and shoot in your hands. Without, even if you don't have the ability, if you have carpal tunnel, you have tendonitis, you have anything going on, you can still control the gun, because what we're going to do is put our body behind it and use the tendons and ligaments that are designed to save us. You know, your ability to frame something and keep it off of you. That's what we're going to do with this gun. All right. The first exercise I want you to do with your partner is we're just going to shake hands. Right. So we're going to go ahead and shake hands like this. Right. And all I want you to do is, I don't want you to let me bend your hand back without moving your arm. So I'm just going to try to put his thumb gently, don't be a jackass. I'm going to try to put his thumb right here. So essentially, I'm going to try to make his hand do that against his will. Okay. Right. So I'm going to start there. Don't let me bend your wrist. Can you take your glove off for a second? So they can see your supple wrist. There we go. Right. So there we go. Right. That way you can see what's going on. Right. So look, nothing's happening. So get it? All right. So one more time. We're going to do this. Right. Nothing's happening. Don't let me bend it. There. What's that? That. Right? Don't let me bend it. Now, I'm going to do the trump or the I'm gonna do one of those. Yeah, yeah. Grab hold. Don't let me bend it. All right. Who here doesn't think they're very strong? You're all like, oh, Nico's an athletic dude, blah, 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 ass beater. Who here is, come here, Joel. Right? Because here's the thing, in order for you guys for me to sell you a concept or principle, I have to suspend disbelief. You got to have the ability to go, right? Don't let me bend your wrist. You see my body leaning? Ready? Don't let me bend your wrist. Right? We're descended from what? People that shove pointy sticks into big hairy objects that killed their ass. So here's what I want you to do.
Forget about myself for a second.
Right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get with your partner, do that same exercise, do it with both hands. So Joel, we're going to do it right hand, and then we're going to do it left hand. And then I also want you to do both hands. Now, if he can do that, put both hands together, as if to shoot me, because you've had enough of my shit. So if he can do that with both hands, if there's a pistol there, even if he can't squeeze as hard as possible, if I can't bend his wrist, what's that gun going to do?
Hit right on target.
Yeah. And that's what Ron was talking about. Locking those tendons and ligaments without losing the ability to manipulate fingers. Because why do you need to manipulate fingers? What happens if he can't get his body behind it because he's sitting in a car, or he's laying on a bed, or he's on the ground, he got knocked on his butt and he's on the ground? He can crunch ribs to hips, but he can also lock those tendons and ligaments. First exercise. Let's do that one. First exercise. Let's do that real quick. Don't move. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here because we're going to add to it. Right? The reason I do this is because you could do this anywhere. Every single time you shake a hand, you just worked your recoil mitigation. Boom. Let's do it. Let's do it. Grab a partner. Don't let me bend you. There you go. Don't let that bend. So focus right there. Yeah. Nice. And then if I have both hands on you. Yeah, that's all right. Right there. Same thing. Yeah, don't let me bend you. Yeah, and if I have both hands on you. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, same thing. All right, you guys got it? Okay, so what does that do? That gives you a kinesthetic reference. All right, so you have the ability to go, this is what it feels like to lock a tendon and ligament. So when you dry fire, this is what it feels like to lock that stuff down. So the way we do anything is how we do everything, right? So every time, like Z and all the other instructors have stressed continuously, every time we bring this gun out, we want to do it the same, right? It's a system. Guns out, right? Dry fire. Lock. 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 All right, next up, elbows. Pretty simple. Here you go. Nico's right here. He's going to shake my hand. Don't let me push your elbow back. That's it. Pretty simple, right? Put both hands together as if to shoot me. Because again, you're the second person today, sick of my shit. Don't let me push back. Now, what else might we want to work on? Yeah, right? Watch those toes. Don't let me get those toes up. And now I'm not doing this, right? This isn't a linebacker drill. This isn't a hit drill. This isn't... You guys played football back in the day when we were allowed to like hit each other head on, right? And what would happen? Get in a circle and let's see who's the badass, right? So we're not going to do that. No concussions. But there. See how his toes are moving? So all he's got to do is just grip the ground with his toes and just drive forward a little bit. There you go. And then don't let the elbows bend. That's it. Now let's add one little refinement. What else does the pistol want to do? Wants to push back and go up. So, push back, and then I'm just going to kind of pull down on his arms. Just keep your arms set. That's it. Keep your arms set. So you get used to that pressure. So almost as if you're like pushing down on something. Yeah, you guys ever see Ed McGivern shoot five rounds out of a little revolver, snubby, under a second into a playing card, 3 yards? What happens at the end of it? Shoots it with one hand. Double action only, right? Tut, 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 tut. Does that. Little chubby dude. Right? Not an athletic looking guy. So you can find it on YouTube, old clips of it. He just sets his playing card on fire and it kind of falls forward. So his whole body's behind it. It's not about grip strength. And people that shook his hand were like, he's not really that strong of a dude. But they were like, you just get his whole body behind it and create this structure behind the gun. Gun's not gonna go anywhere. Now, you're a lefty, right? So he drops his hand back here. What is this? It's a rifle. Or like this. I'm not gonna argue about elbow position on a rifle. If you want to set the internet on fire, just say, listen, I don't think you should shoot a rifle with your elbow up. You should shoot it with it down. Dudes want to argue about everything. Right? So, same thing, right? Here, here. Don't let me pull your arms down. There you go. Rifle can't lift. Rifle can't twist. Rifle can't push. Same with the pistol. Can't lift, right? Can't push. And as small as it seems, because it's just a pistol, what happens when the round goes out? What's the equal and opposite reaction? Right. Ain't gonna let me do this either. Don't let me, yep, that's it. We got ourselves a shooting platform. All right, and contract from here to here. That's all she wrote. Done. Make sense?
Yeah.
Can we do this all the time? You know where I do this sometimes? Especially when I was traveling more. Hotel rooms, those dressers. Boom. You know, just put it right there. Yeah, just get used to just that downward pressure and just that drive and lock and everything. And because I kinesthetically made myself aware of what it feels like to lock, I was able to just replicate it for a dry fire routine every night in a hotel room, right? I know, pistol wasn't pointing in a safe direction, unlike my neighbors. I'm just kidding. You can do it without a gun. All right, so let's do that now. So grab your partner, I'm gonna walk you through it. All right, so grab your partner, guns out, or hands out rather, I'm sorry. So arms out as if to present a pistol. So drive your hand out. First thing I want you to do is you're gonna grab their hands. So I'm gonna grab their hands and I'm just gonna try to bend them back. Don't let me bend them back, just like we did the handshake drill, right? Don't let it bend that back. And then don't let me push the arm down. So try to push their hands down towards the ground, nice and slow, nice and easy. Now, all right, so that's all set. Now I'm gonna try to push them backwards. Don't go back on your heels. Keep your toes dug in and drive. It's all about shock absorption, right? All right, and then don't let me move your arms around. Don't let me move your arms around. Good, good. And then don't let me push them down again. Go back to that. Don't let me push you back. Now just kind of play around with it. Give them different feeds, different stimulus, and just make sure they stay put. They stay locked down and solid. Right. There you go. Good, man. And then dig in with your toes. Yeah. There you go. Good. And if you need to, just kind of pull your ribs down towards your hips. Almost like crunching your core down. Yeah, dude. That's locked solid. Does that make sense? You guys got that? All right, so you could do that. So then, did both sides go?
Yes.
All right. If you didn't go, go ahead. Other side, go. And then we'll grab a new partner and do it again. If you have to grip the gun, where might I want to grip the gun? If say I have to make a choice on where I'm going to put pressure on this gun. Where do I want to put pressure on the gun? Now I'm talking about fingers. Where do I want to put pressure with the fingers?
Around the front.
All right, so we're getting there. So listen up. Hang on, Norm. Hang on just a second, bro. So Robert's on it. Front strap. What part of the front strap lifts? Bottom lifts, right? Equal and opposite reaction. That front, the bore wants to raise. That means that front strap wants to come up. I can't hold the bore down. I mean, I can. No, I'm just kidding. Only gonna do it once. All right, you wanna hold that front strap down, right? That's gonna keep that bore from lifting. What else do I wanna put pressure on? Right, both pinkies. Yeah, and the web, right? Because that's the other place where it's gonna pivot. Well, I got that solved because that's this, right? That's not letting this bend. The next thing I wanna do is the pinkies. So all you wanna do now is extend your arm out. So just go ahead and extend your arm out and don't let me pull your pinky. That's it. That's all it took, man. Right? So we're gonna hold it right there. Don't let me extend. There you go. Just don't let me pull your pinky up. That's it. Don't let your wrist bend and don't let your pinky come out. And you just figured it out. How can you work on this when you're by yourself? Put your hand out like this, drive that bore line into the target, push on the pinky. Yeah, that's solid. Right? Like, if I can't move my own wrist, the pistol's not going to. Make sense? And I mean, every time you do a pull-up, every time you pick something up off the ground, you just work plenty of strength to do that. And I'm telling you, the reason it becomes important. So here's another thing that we say. How many here are instructors? How many here are instructors?
They're all back here.
Just, yeah, off of here. When you're not here, how many here are instructors? Okay. Cool. How many here have family members that say, will you take me and teach me how to shoot? Should be everybody. How many here have family members or friends that say, hey, I'm thinking about getting a gun. Something bad just happened in our neighborhood, right? And it sounds like the Fresh Prince song, right? Something bad in the neighborhood. All right. But so what does that lead us to? A position of instructor, right? A position of authority in their life. You are the instructor, whether you recognize it or not. So we need to have exercises. We need to have things we can give people. Like my mom's 75 years old, right? She's a farm lady. Like she's strong as hell back in the day, you know. But right about now, she's not so strong. You know, I mean, she'll still kill you, but, you know, with her cooking. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm brave because I'm way far away from home. I'm 700 miles from home. I'll say what I want. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Exactly. I'm a strong, independent woman. I'll say what I want. All right. Right. But here's the thing. If I need to give a family member an exercise to convince them that they're strong enough to shoot this gun before we even get started, that might be a good way to do it. Like, listen, if I can't move your hand, if I can't get your pinky to come away from your hand or get your wrist to move, you're more than strong enough. Make sense? We give too much credit. We give too much, man, I don't know what the word would be. What's that?
Validity?
Validity, yeah, to the whole recoil thing. To the whole, like, this gun's going to push me around. This gun's hard to run. This gun's hard to manage. If you can keep a grown-ass man from bending your thumb back into your arm or moving your wrist, you can keep another grown man, mammal of the species, right, from pushing you around and pushing your arms up and down, you surely can shut a 9mm down or a 45, whatever it is you want to shoot. Make sense? All right, so that's what I want you guys to think about. So when we're doing, he's coming in hot. So when we're doing this kind of stuff, that's what I want you guys to think about. Just those simple exercises right there. Any questions on those? All right, man. You guys ready to shoot?
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right. They're ready, Mickey.
This drill, it'll give you everything. I'm going to go just dry here for a second. My gun is going to be in this condition, one in the chamber and an empty magazine. So you guys are going to draw just like we just did. You're going to tack mag an empty magazine into your gun. So you're going to get a rep of that. This is the only time I'm going to have you put an empty magazine in your gun. This is kind of like putting your ass on the deck. There's no skill there, but you're getting that rep. It's the only time you're going to put an empty magazine into a pocket or into a mag pouch or something. So you're going to have one in the chamber and an empty mag in the gun. Yeah? You're going to take the mag that you took out and you're going to put it in mag pouch 1. So good ammunition management. Mag pouch 1, or if you only got one, like I'm working with the Neo Mag, sponsor. That's a good tool though. I'm working with the Neo Mag, so that's where I'm going to draw from. So this is what this whole drill is going to look like. Eyes and ears? Watch me, not the target. So I'm going to give you a whistle. This is what this, we're going to do this together. I'm going to give you a whistle. You're going to present your pistol. Shot, slide's going to lock back. Super mindful. Dump that magazine as the mag well is vertical. Grab your new mag, seat it, get another shot. Finger goes straight. How many sight pictures did I have? 3. At the very least, I looked through my sights, saw I got a hit. I know I'm only shooting 2. So it's like contrived for me to think, is there a bad guy? But I'm back on the sights. Here's what we're going to do together then. Finger straight. You guys will look left and right, and you're going to bend down. something we told you you're not doing on the line. You're going to get back up and on your own, immediately, tack mag, decock if you need to, stow that blaster, and then put that diminished mag back in mag pouch 1. Doing it again. Whistle, present the pistol, fire. You're going to go through that load process, back on the sights, fire again. We're going to look, we're not just going to look and bend down, we're looking to make sure that Kevin's not still shooting, right? We're going to bend down together and you'll communicate like, all right, here we go, let's do this. And you're going to get up. I'm going to decock. Is it more important for me to put the loaded pistol away or finger bang this around? Yeah, so I'm going to get set up again. So as we go, I may say then 1 and 3. So because I know I only have 1 in the gun because we've got that empty mag. So you draw 1, and you'll go through your load, and you'll fire 3, and then we're going to do it again. And then we'll add that head in. Make sense? And each time I'm setting it right back up again. Super, super simple. I got too many things dangling off of me. Sure. Yeah. I did.
1 in the body, 1 in the head.
Yeah, so now we're going to go 1 in the body, 1 in the head. And look at your new head box. See it? So he told me 1 in the body. I'm going to reload. Keep hooking my microphone cable. 1 in the head. Reassess through the sights, and we're going to get back on it. Easy? Oh my God. I got mud on this new Langdon. On the whistle, 1 and 1. And then pause after you fire the second shot, and we will tell you when to bend down. Cool? Okay. Cool. Hey guys, your index finger should not be lingering around the trigger. Up, high index up onto the slide. Dominate that gun, bend down, pick up that magazine. So just like we did yesterday, take a knee. Ready? 1 and 1.
1 and 1.
Move that gun, man. You can shoot. Some of you guys I know can shoot fast as you can go faster, go faster. Now listen up. Run those 3 shots as fast as you can put the sights. So now implement what Paul just taught you. Run those 3 shots as fast as you can drive those sights back to the paper. And tack mag it back into the gun when it's safe to do so. Guys, we've got enough offset between you that you can bend down now at these distances. You guys are being safe. Ready? This was just 1 then 1. I'm sorry, I thought you guys had already tapped mag. I screwed you. Make sure you're looking before you bend down. Pay attention to what's happening on this line. Look around. 1 then 3, all in the body. 1 then 3. Run that gun. We teach a draw in this clear, kind of present, join, but to go fast, you're not leveling and pressing out. It's not this L-shaped thing. It's a fluid movement, kind of like a loop, yeah? So just think about refining waste. So here's what we're going to do next. I just wanted to make sure you guys understood that process of reloading. Take a couple steps back this way. We're going to just have you work on this simple movement. If I'm moving because there's incoming fire, does it do me any good to get here and then go through this? No, right? So So now efficiency again, I want to do that together, right? So I want to move and be able to get that gun out simultaneously. Yes? Yeah. So we've got plenty of room here. We'll have you work. We're going to paste any misses that are out here. And we're going to have you guys move. We'll tell you right, left. And you're working on moving your feet as that gun comes out. Super simple. Comes out. We're only going to do this for a minute. We just want to make sure that you guys aren't moving and looking silly where you're going to get hurt. Then we're going to start moving more and more. And then we're going to move forward and we're going to move back off the targets. And then we're going to start to slalom around some obstacles today. Then we're going to do barrel rolls. And then we're going to do where you draw your gun, you drop the mag, you drop the gun, you do a cartwheel where you pick up the empty mag, and then you pick up the gun and you load them at the top of the cartwheel and shoot with your dominant hand. I just made that drill up.
I like it.
Bold step to the right. You are linking that draw and that movement. Ready?
Bold step. Look at your feet.
Holster safe
Joe.
where you're at. So these iterations, I don't want to waste my
When you
voice
step,
telling you to
you're not
keep
here.
holstering. After you get a sight picture, safely recover the holster. You're going to go the other way.
Look at the feet. Fix your feet.
Safely recover the holster. I just told you. After you get a sight picture, I don't want to tell you.
Your feet have a good platform no matter if you step or not.
Play again, do you? Go to the right.
Look at your feet. Spread them.
If I say ineffective, I want 2 rounds into that head box. Ineffective! Recover to the holster.
Nice. Good work.
Now, would you guys think you might need to be tack magging at some point here? You should be a good swordsmith, swinger knows how many rounds are about in his gun, right? Swinger, wielder. So manage your ammunition. One more time.
Stop. Solid, good hits. Good work.
Are you guys advancing your magazines to your front mag pouch? Yeah? When you're done in holster, scoop your empty mags and roll out. Let your neck line jump up. If there's any misses on that head box, when the line is set, if it's okay to do so, run down there and paste any misses on the target. Listen to me. Listen to me. One of your jobs in training is every time you draw that gun, you are basically mentally simulating the fateful day you have to draw your gun and shoot somebody. So have the thing set up on your body in the condition you would want it to be in the day you may need to draw it to defend yourself. Make sense?
Yeah.
Don't be in a hurry, Doc, to shove that gun away. Holster slow and reluctantly. Holster controlled. Go the other way. Don't be in a... there's no reason to hold the gun out there excessively, but don't then shove it in the holster like you're stealing candy or something. Ineffective! Good job. Good job. Let's do it again.
Let it go off. Look, here. Let it go off. I don't do it. Let it go off.
Are all the guns holstered? Move! Again, ineffective! Easy peasy, right? We've been shooting for about 2 hours, ain't we? Let's do this. When you guys are holstered, when you're holstered, we'll call the line cold for a minute. Do whatever you gotta do. When you're holstered, we'll call it cold. We'll get water, we'll top mags. We're gonna set up for some movement drills now. So address your gear concerns, pee, get coffee, whatever you need to. Hulls is bringing a burn barrel down here. I thought they were saying it was supposed to be warmer.
Okay.
Shoot. Now. 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 All right. At the wall, let off the wall. Go all the way out, come back to the wall. Don't shoot it, go all to the wall. Go to the wall. Now. When I say now. Ready?
All right, well, we're not going to need this for the next segment because I am running a Mag mag carrier. This thing's super slick. Built in America by hand. I'm proud to say that Mag is one of our sponsors. So this is super simple. It's a geniusly simple device. It's got a rare earth magnet in it. Can you give me one of your magazines, please? This is a Glock Mag, which is the interesting thing about this. So here's a Walther Ppq magazine. If you got a complete plastic mag, like a Magpul or one of the other plastic magazines out there, this isn't gonna work because it is a magnetic clip. So that said, you can also order the basic here, and then they have one that's got 2 rare earth magnets in it, which if you're carrying a Glock Mag, the plastic kind of cuts down some of that magnetic effectiveness, and depending on how big it is, of course, like a 43 mag versus a 17 mag, it's going to be a little bit different. But this is all you do. I'm right-handed, so this is going on the left side. It's a very aggressive clip, so you need to put that sucker on there. That clip is not coming off until you want it to come off. Magazine extraction is going to be a little different than a hip or belt pocket because it's in your physical pants jeans pocket. But it doesn't take much to master. I've only worked with this on the range for a couple of days when I decided that I loved it. Check it out. Dig in, pick it out, there's the mag. So if you're going to do a mag change, and we'll show you this at speed, that's pretty easy. There's nothing happening here besides you're fishing it out of your pocket. Now, if you're wearing skinny jeans like she is, this isn't gonna work for you. We'll shoot that top target, 4-inch paster at 5 yards. I'm gonna draw on the beep, fire a few rounds. Gun's gonna go to slide lock. I will reload from the Mag and throw a few more rounds. And I'm not trying to set a world record here. All I'm trying to do is find out what I can do comfortably. Lucy?
Shooter ready?
Ready? All right, so we had a little subconscious memory problem. I don't know if the camera caught it. I went like this. I did like 2 grabs and then was like, Mag. I don't have enough time in with it. So that was a 3.5 second reload. Come on. All right, initial takeaways. I need more time with the unit. So what I need to do before I come to the range again, before I carry this on the street, I need to probably do 20 minutes a day of dry fire for a week, and that will have this totally burned into my subconscious. I've got good hits, I'm happy with that, but the skill of grabbing, it is not yet there.